This is Animon Deep Dives, where I'll be discussing the creative process behind each design I've come up with, as well as discussing lore, abilities, and possible movesets. Spoiler warning to anyone who isn't caught up with the manga or hasn't seen the series yet. Now let's dive right in. Today we're looking into Bakugo's Pokemon line, starting off with the first evolution, Sparkupine. So as I've mentioned before, Deku's design was the first Pokemon I came up with and posted on YouTube, but Bakugo was the first one I posted on TikTok. After I'd come up with Deku's Pokemon concept, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for Bakugo's. Since I made Deku's Pokemon a hedgehog, I thought it would only make sense to make Bakugo into a porcupine. I thought it would be perfect to reflect on how the two characters kind of mirror each other, despite being so different personality-wise. Plus, Bakugo's spiky hair and feisty, unpredictable personality fit so well to make him into a porcupine. Alright, let's talk about Sparkupine. So we've already gone over why he's based on a porcupine, so why the name Sparkupine? Well, I wanted the first evolution to be a nod for when Bakugo first developed his quirk. He wasn't the explosive murder god we all know and love from the very beginning. Rather, his quirk started off as little firecrackers. So I thought about how I could translate that into his first evolution Pokemon, and that's where I came up with Sparkupine. It's a porcupine that can spark up its quills for an attack, thanks to the flammable substance it secretes from them. That's why Sparkupine is also known as the firecracker Pokemon. A spark is also the initiation of something, or the ignition of something. So you could say Bakugo's life journey began with the start of his quirk, just like how Sparkupine is the start of his evolution line. Alright, I'm going to address the elephant in the room for a second. I've seen quite a few comments saying how Bakugo's Pokemon line is basically just Typhlosion's line, but like, come on guys, we gotta look past surface level here. Just because they're both based on porcupines and are fire types, I'm just saying. Anyway, let's talk about design. So, similar to how I made Deku's first stage, just a big ball of green hair with some eyes, I wanted Sparkupine to be an angry little ball of spikes, resembling Bakugo's hair. Overall, a pretty simple design. I even made the shiny slightly more yellow, as a nod to Bakugo being a fan of All Might when he was a kid. Alright, let's talk stats and abilities. For his stats, I would say Sparkupine would have to be an attacking Pokemon. Slightly higher physical attack, since he's very aggressive and likes to challenge people head-on without much strategy. He's also pretty fast, so we could give him an above-average speed stat. His ability is called Flaming Quills, which is kind of a combination of flame body and rough skin. If the Pokemon is hit by a move that makes contact, the attacker receives damage and has a 30% chance of becoming burned. This is obviously because Sparkupine is covered in quills, hence the physical damage, and they're more likely to be on fire, so there's a good chance the opposing Pokemon will get burned as well. As for movesets, it'll have the usual starting moves like Scratch, Leer, Tackle, etc. I'm thinking he could also have a new move called Fire Spike, which could be like Poison Sting, except it has a 30% chance of burning the opponent instead of poisoning it. Fun fact, there's also a plant called the Fire Spike, which I think would also be an awesome concept for a kind of fire grass Pokemon. Let me just make a note of that. And I think that wraps up everything on Bakugo's first evolution, Sparkupine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and be sure to follow for more Pokemon and anime content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.